monsters. He's losing his mind and he feels it going.
Okay, we have just arrived in Dallas at SGC 3.
Yes, 3. Or
And
2013, whichever you prefer.
well, I'm not going to say 13 because then people would be like, "What?" And we got a nice place here. We got a whole lot of room. I think we got too much. I think we need to share the wealth. I think we need to invite some honeys up here. Wow, it's like no line. Does that mean we're late, or does that just mean they're really, really efficient?
Yes.
Okay. I'm surprised, not a huge crowd yet.
Yeah, they lock the doors. Yeah.
You are.
We stole chairs.
I assume you may not go in, and you also cannot go in.
Stunning, stunning. You look magnificent. Nice tandem turn. Floodgates have opened at last. We got here just after the opening ceremonies, and we thought I was looking around. And I was like, and so we got locked out. I'm looking around. I was like, this. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. And I'm thinking this is a really small con for what I was expecting. And now,
Yeah, it's a big crowd.
All hell has broken loose. This guy knows what I'm talking about.
Line for the death battle?
This is.
Got it.
All right, Shay. Tell
Had to have been there.
We got this giant table just for the two of us. Yeah, crazy. I did all this out. You did that one table. All right. Welcome, guys. Still want to welcome guys to the Death Battle panel. Wow. What a lot of you guys. I didn't even realize that many people watch Death Battle, so. Alright, well, thanks for coming. Just real brief, if any of you don't know what Death Battle is or don't know who the crap we are, Death Battle is a show where we pit two fictional characters against each other in a fight, and we analyze them intricately and nerdily, is that a word?
It is now!
Stupidness to get the right answer. And I'm Ben Singer. I'm the guy who basically puts the show together, and I play Wiz, the smart one.
Hey, I'm Chad Jenkins. I play Boomstick, and
You mean he's not real?
I need this little tripod.
I know, I just fine, man.
Although it's kind of like a status thing. You know? I don't need it. You know, I can keep my hands for anything. I can use it for. It's not clear. I can need rocket. Rocket. There we go.
There you go.
If I need to. I don't think the people backstage will really appreciate it if I do that. So.
Does it hurt for you to do the voice of Boomstick a lot, or not? If I have to do it for like a while, yeah. Or like if I have to be out at a convention and talking a lot and then do the voice. So like it definitely does take its toll on my voice.
I did this at the last Death panel at Acon. I dare you to do the rest of this panel in Boomsy Noise. What do you guys say?
Yeah! Boomstick! 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 Boomstick!
A little bit, obviously, but if I keep doing this the whole goddamn time, then I'm gonna lose my voice.
Out of all the obscure video game characters you could pick against each other, who would those two be?
If we could just do like the most obscure video game character fight ever. Is that what you're saying? Oh.
Kasumi Ninja.
Beetlejuice versus Ghostbusters. Beetlejuice versus. Con versus Bison, which we're going to be showing pretty soon. He helped out on that one. So thank you very much, man.
Hey guys, what's up? Hey, what's going on? What's up? I was wondering when you've been researching death battles, has there ever been a death battle that you've wanted to do, maybe started doing a little research on, but then decided that you couldn't do it and you canceled it because it's just too many details or difficulties? Like a death battle that never was, basically.
We've never actually canceled a death battle episode. We did have one fight that we started the research on, and we ended up changing the match. It was originally the one that is Luke Skywalker versus Harry Potter right now. Originally, that was going to be Harry Potter versus Aang from Avatar. Oh. And Avatar's a great show. I ended up watching that after, because of that episode, because of Harry Potter. The Harry Potter death battle. I hadn't seen anything before that, so I was just told by people that he would make up a good match, and I found some good sprites for him. It looked pretty good, and then we saw the final fight from Avatar, and we decided Harry Potter is gonna get freaking dominated. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Just thought of a good death battle. Again, I know you guys probably get a lot of suggestions. Invader Zim versus Mark and Martian.
I would love that!
I was told this was a death battle.
Can we get Boomstick with a shotgun leg? Maybe
I was on my way over here and I saw the Hulk and Juggernaut fighting it out. It took forever. I don't even know who won.
Well, I think we're gonna have to find out.
Yeah,
That's what.
When you look back at your episodes, do you sometimes feel like you made a mistake with one of your decisions, one of your match decisions? Cough, Con-Vulsion one cough.
Well, guys, we got pretty far. We're done. But yeah, all of the answers that we've given for that, all the winners, I think all of them still hold up. And, you know, we still stick to those.
You sure about that?
Get on with it!
And for those of you who don't know, I haven't seen the schedule, Funimation's panel is called Funimation, Goku's Greater Than Superman.
I figure you guys have had this suggestion from Mega Man a bunch of times, but what would you say your weirdest suggestion you've ever had is? And what would you guys say your suggestion would be if you were in our shoes?
Well, luckily we are in your shoes, so we get to decide whatever we want. So. No, but let's see. So the first question was, what's like the weirdest suggestion that we've gotten? See, there's so many. There's one that cracked me up the other day.
The Noi versus the cool spot.
There you go. No, I actually joked about buying that. I have I've got a list of like the stencils that be like, hey, this is fun on paper. Like, we never do. Like, I've told people before, mark my words, one day it'll be some form of Death Battle. It'll be like any episode of the Macho Man Randy Savage versus the Kool-Aid Man.
That would be awesome.
Now, for some reason, Nick is really insistent that we need to do a death battle between Hermione from Harry Potter and Juggernaut.
Were there any moments when consorting with your animator where you're like telling them what to animate, and it was one of those moments where he's like, "You want me to animate what?"
Yeah, really? But, well, I mean, we have some ridiculous endings, you know, like blowing up the freaking world and Goku Superman. But our animator, Jordan Lang, will be in pretty soon. He's really good at, you know, he understands death metal very well, and he's able to understand what we're doing and what we're trying to do. So typically I see, you know, little things that he's thrown in and been like, I have no idea how I would have described that to you in the first place to make that, because that's freaking awesome and crazy. So,
but generally, like, we write something and then does he ever come back and be like, what? Like, how would I do that? No, he's usually down to try anything. And sometimes, you know, it's like, oh, okay, this actually can't work. And we're like, okay, we'll work around it. But normally he's just like, oh, let's go.
All right, thank you. And that was our last question. Jordan. He is our awesome animator who we brought on for episode, what was it, 20 for Zelda Peach. And we actually held an audition, and his video was so freaking amazing. Like, okay, you're in. So, Jordan, real quick, can you just let everybody know what kind of the process is of making this fight?
All of them, or just All right, well, I start out with Ben's wonderful script, and then I analyze and dissect that. I follow Ben in his research too, and while he studies the statistics and facts about characters, I study characters on the art side. I want to know what their attacks look like, their powers, and what their abilities are like, the aesthetics behind the characters.
Well, you go even so far as to, if this character is going to take like a left punch, then you'll take like a tiny little step forward first, right? Like,
oh yes. I look to analyze the gameplay footage and watch for the delays, movements, and everything that defines the character. As for the technical process, I put together a lot of the sprites and do some custom work if necessary. And I use Blender for the animation, which is open source software, and it's gaining popularity. It's very powerful. And I combine Flash, Blender, and After Effects for three major processes, which Blender is used for backgrounds and 3D and a lot of the raw animation. And then I use After Effects for a lot of the visual, special effects, and compositing, and Flash for a lot of the sprite work. And there you have it.
Well, that's good. Before he came on, like I was doing the animations, and basically all I was doing was just finding sprites online and lobbing them into the same animating or the same editing program I was animating the rest of the episode in. Just kind of like lining them up. It was kind of tedious and obviously doesn't look as good. But and great. Oh, thank you. We got one person that likes them. No. and finishing up with Wiley versus Eggman was as good a finisher for me as ever to take on Lang, who has been working with us for I guess 7 episodes now.
About a year.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's been good.
Yeah, ever since we saw Zelda features, holy shit! Like, that was when I was like, sorry man, good job doing it.
Yeah, I mean, back after
I think it was Metal Sonic.
Something like that, I was dead set on finding an animator because I was done staying up all night, not only for the research but also for the animation. You know, it's time to split this team up a little bit, give some more, you know, divvy up some responsibilities.
It was Jordan's turn to stay up all night.
Yeah, that's his turn.
It's Superman's turn.
Yeah, I mean, is it like a big, I guess, burden on you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you when it comes to staying up and working really hard on this. Me and Goku versus Superman, when he was losing sleep, I was losing sleep. We were working together on it really hard. And Goku versus Superman was extremely intense because I was also learning new skills along the way, and I wanted to be the best I could possibly be. And so I would stay up super late. I would, like that, I actually stayed up 3 nights at one point, and to work on the animation. I wanted to be very awesome because it was the most popular request. It was Ben's dream to see it happen, and I knew it would be a lot of fun to make that happen.
That was awesome.
Be like, hi, I'm the guy that killed Goku.
It's like hang a target on your forehead.
Close out the Death Metal Panel right now. But we do have one last thing to show you guys. For the first time ever in Death Metal history, we have made an alternate ending. And let's check that out right now.
I've got a box of old strategy guides. Now I know like on the internet you can find how to get through the game easily. Is there any worth in strategy guides like that? Because there's also I also got another copy of the strategy guide that's worth about.
I think again that depends on the person buying it. I love strategy guides. I love like these how to win at Nintendo games and stuff like that, like books. So it's really what you're willing to pay. I mean, same thing goes for like pirated cartridges. I like collecting those also, and it's just what you want to pay. That's really what it's worth. I mean, that's really anything used. So
the newer
unfortunately, people will pay $300 for Earthbound. So.
The newer strategy guides, really not so much. Like even on Xbox 360, all the way back to the PS2, or even Nintendo 64, not so much. But a lot of the games, when they released, were released with strategy guides. The Earthbound one, in particular, is a massive Bible. Having that one is worth something. Right. Like that one's worth a bit. The Illusion of Gaia one is worth a bit.
Some of the Super Nintendo era ones are worth it. Yeah, they came out with hard, like Link to the Past ones.
Yeah, having like the maps and things like Link to the Past or Final Fantasy VI, those are good.
All right, James, Pat, you did an episode with the Nintendo World Championship cards. Now, when it comes to rare coveted gems such as the NES World Championship, at what point are you like, that's a gem, I'm not selling that? And then at which point are you like, that's worth too much money, I gotta sell it?
I'm not going to point where a game was worth too much money and sold it, obviously. He'll be broke soon. I'll be destined to with just games around. You're going to find my dead body covered with this game's full. But happy.
So for everyone else, you usually keep your cartridges. And I sell rare ones.
You know, making videos, you never know when you're going to need one again. So
Until I stopped making videos, I hold on to most of my games. I mean, within reason. Sometimes you gotta, you gotta sell some or get rid of them or whatever. But I try to hold on to them all for now.
If for some reason I have duplicates, then I don't have a problem with that.
Same here.
Which if you get lots on eBay, they'll usually end up with duplicates.
I just destroy my duplicates.
Thanks, guys.
So my question is a bit about collecting. It's if you find like a game, is there a kind of level of just destruction on a game or a console where you would say it's probably broken, or if it works, it doesn't work to a degree where it's worth getting anymore, even if it was a rarer game?
Game or console that's beat up?
Either one, but particularly like a game. Like you find a really old, like if you found like a really old, like original Zelda game, but it was just crap.
You just want to play it. If you want to play it, it doesn't matter what it looks like. Pick it up for 50 cents or whatever.
Right.
I still,
Yeah, I would say
kids that are messed up labels, whatever.
I would say if like the front label is like almost completely gone, it's not worth it. Or if like the front casing is cracked and missing chunks out of it, I wouldn't do it. But if it's like the back side missing chunks, well, you can replace that with thinking an old game. I've done that before, but yeah, I guess if the label's too destroyed or missing chunks out of it, then I'd say it's not worth it.
There's kind of a charm to a console that's beat up, I think. It's like it's been used, it still works. It's like an old party. Yeah, it's fine. The console doesn't matter as much. All right, and the last question.
Does that means like if you ran across another NWC with no label on it, you pass it up?
I'll pass through that.
Yeah, okay.
This is fine.
Another question, I guess, continues from the beat up stuff. I was wondering if you guys had any just across the board, if any of you had ever got any games or any hardware. For example, I had a Nintendo Game Boy. Apparently the kid etched his name into it.
Yes.
Yes.
With those little bastards.
Hey, I've run across those with rental stores. Rental stores have actually carved their store name into the side of the game.
Yeah.
So. Hold on. James, were you that kid who also etched his name in?
I always thought markers were easier. How about that Game Boy that was on the Power, that one? That's in the store. Oh, yeah. Bob hit it and it survived and it's still powered.
Thing still works. Plays Tetris at the Nintendo World Store in New York. I would totally choose that.
Oh, yeah. Something like that. I'm just curious about that. And the other thing is, I know you guys mentioned before with the stickers on the cartridges. Fortunately, the store next to my house, the pawn shop, I love the pawn shop. They put great 64 games for like $4 a piece. Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, any of the great ones for like $4. But they put the damn sticker right on the back. They
tell them. You know what? I'll tell them. I'll be like, yo, hey, what are you doing? They're like, what? I'm like, don't put all this plastic. Don't put it on the damn label. Well, why? I'm like, because you take it off, it tears the label. I'm like, if I can't take it, I'll pull the sticker off right there. And if it tears, sorry, tough shit. I'm putting it back down. I'm buying it. Do it next time.
If you're there often enough, you can tell the owners, hey, I will buy these, especially if you get new copies in. Just don't put a label on it. Put my name on there. Call me. I'll come in and get it. Like if you're there often enough, they'll do that for you. They want to get rid of this as much as you want.
So where is this shop?
Yeah, where is it?
There's a big chain of national pawns around, and they've got some great prices on the
Gave it away to you.
Are you local? Are you local in Texas?
No, in Austin. So Austin's.
What store was it down there? You said?
Because of the awareness of game over. It's a big. I know you guys. I watch y'all's video.
We're going to Austin again. Everybody, get to learn nothing.
We drove 4 miles in 2 hours of traffic in Salado. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, stay off 35 and go down to Austin. Honestly, though, Austin, like on the last note, I guess, final, well, maybe not final, but Austin is really like littered with import games. Not so much up here, but Austin has a ton of import games.
So we're gonna do a final note or two. So again, collect because you love video games, not because you want to make money off it. It's not a Star Trek Next Generation collector plate, you know. It's a video game. It's supposed to be fun at the end of the day. So I posted this picture of the Rapid Car Collector's Plate of Ricardo Montalban, you know, in his full glory. you know, his pecs like hanging out. And the next post is because like I think it's something like because when I eat Mexican food, I want to lick it right off Ricardo Montalban's. 2 days later, I get this message from my guy. He says, "I got the plate. I need an address." Like,
oh my God.
What? Dude! You thought you thought I didn't what? How much? It's like 375. I'm just kidding. He said 25. I'm like, oh my God, man! Like, you gotta ask me before you go. Wow! See, this man bought us like a Ricardo Montalban plate. And I was kidding. And then I started to realize, like, I have this power now. Like, you know, like, I say stuff on Twitter and people don't know I'm joking. You know, like, Jesus. So like, I gotta either get off Twitter. I gotta be real careful about people knowing when I'm joking. Because one day I'm just gonna get this call. You know, like, I did it, Spoon. I did what you wanted. I found those game devs. And I left them like they left you. People are gonna end up dead, you know? Anyway, that's my story about it.
And my question is, I know you are having a hard time with Final Fantasy, especially the last one.
Yeah.
And you got another, you know, Final Fantasy sequel coming your way, you know.
Yeah, Lightning Returns.
Just give up on it, Square.
3, Final Fantasy 15. What do you think of the presentation is, that, you know, the trailer for it, and what are you looking for?
For 15?
Yeah, forward to it, or are you gonna give it a pass?
Here's the funny thing about Final Fantasy, and I know you guys are not going to believe this. No, I actually do not go into these wanting to hate them. What? I know.
I'll expect it over time.
You don't, I knew you. I knew you guys would call bullshit. No, I don't. Because the thing is, I really did go into 13. I really wanted to like it. I did. Because it looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely, it really is like the best looking game on the PS3. It still is. Next to like Metal Gear Solid, Guns and Patriots, it's still, it's friggin' gorgeous. It's unbelievably gorgeous. And so like I was forcing myself to like that game up until the part where they get to Hope's dad's house. Really, I was like, I love this game. And I got to this point, and I think that's right about the point where in the last part where I give up on the game in the storyline. I just like I can't give up, and I walk out. That's actually literally where I gave up on the game in real life. That really is where I gave up.
And you're gonna have to.
See, I'll get to it. So it got to that point where I was going to play the game. I pick up the controller, and I'm about to turn on the game, and I go, no. I said the word, no. And I put the controller down. I couldn't do it. So the thing is, though, I really wanted to like that game. And so when I saw there was a Final Fantasy Versus 13, it looks really good. Because it looks like it's ripping off Kingdom Hearts.
It's made by the same guy.
That's a good thing. Go ahead.
Same game director.
Rip off Kingdom Hearts. All for it.
Yeah, so it's a good game. So like with 15, I'm all for you trying something new. I'm all for you trying a different storyline. As long as you get a new writer, please God, get a new writer. Even Final Fantasy 14, Jesus Christ, was that an abomination. But the thing is, if they're willing to go back and fix it, I'll give it another try. Because if they think it's worthy of another release, they seem to really be serious about going back and giving that one another try. So if they're willing to go back and seriously give that a try on a console, because it was so bad they weren't willing to give it a console release, right? So if they're willing to commit to a console release, they must be pretty certain that it's worthy to go out there because they apologized for that. How seriously bad did it have to be for them to apologize for it? They pulled it. They pulled a major they pulled a major PC release. That's bad.
That's pretty bad.
You know what I mean?
You know that.
No. See what they're doing is how much they can get away with. You know? Who are you? What are you doing here?
It's been like 7 years since I've been here.
I know, right? It's to boldly please 8-Bit Mickey. Go ahead. You were saying about the...
Microsoft's just seeing how much they can do away with. All right, we're gonna slap on all of these requirements and rules. And then the government tells us what to do. And I'm about to play that game. Am I right?
Yeah! Screw the man!
If you ever let me finish, but... Final Fantasy VII was the best Final Fantasy game of all time.
Six.
What drives you to keep trudging through this shit? Not even Final Fantasy, everything in general, movies.
It's my job. I love doing it, man.
The money! God!
What else would I do? That's kind of thing. That's why I'm here.
Okay, what's up? Well, I guess after tonight I can check holding Spoonie's balls off my list. I'm just saying. Okay, a little bit of shot talk actually, because I know you've dealt with it. I've got a camera and I'm gonna lie, it's a shitty camera. It's grainy as hell. I know you dealt with it with an older camera. What type of software and or filters did you use to mitigate that?
What kind of software do I use?
Yeah. Mitigate that back in the day when you were using that thing.
Oh, what software do I use now, or what did I use back in the day?
Back then, at least clean this thing up to make it look better. Like software, filters, that kind of stuff, just so I can make something look better.
When I started out, I was using a DV cam, which had the DV tapes. I used a Sony PD100A, which is it's really old. The reason I bought it was because I heard David Lynch was used to film like a number of like short films on it. Because I was like, it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. And actually, I bought it on eBay. It was cheap because I bought it used from, it was actually from a softcore porn. Nice. It worked. It worked. I forgot what it actually had a name. It was called the Christopher Lee. And not after Sourman, but that was just it was the name of like the studio or something like that. Yeah. So it was the Christopher Lee, and eventually I actually wore that out. The motor on it ran out. It was good. But, you wore it out. I wore it out. There wasn't really much. Why is your footage grainy? Like it's
just a really low grade camera that I'm using right now. It's like a little itty bitty Canon.
Lighting has
lighting
has a lot to do with it. White balancing, always white balance your shit. Always white balance your stuff. Okay.
Figure out what kind of light you're using, if it's fluorescent or like incandescent light, because you'll figure it out. If it looks really, if you look orange, that's white balancing. Figure that out. Also, if your lighting is really, really low, get more light. Otherwise, this is going to sound douchey on camera. I use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is not cheap. Sony Vegas is really good. I used Sony Vegas for years, and that's actually pretty cheap, all things considered. You don't actually need very good. It depends on the big question is what you need to do. If you're not doing anything major, you don't need very good editing software. Actually, CinemaSnob uses shit. Yeah. I don't even know. It doesn't even have like I don't even know. It's like it doesn't even have like a brand name. It like came with it. It like came with this camera.
What you don't want to use?
No. It's like it's not even Windows Movie Maker. It's like the bare minimum of what you would use. It's like literally like just click. Like point it. It's like click and drag. There's no artistic nature to it at all. There's not even like crossfades. But that's all he needs it for. You know, it's like just one clip after the other. It's sad. But it's like that's all. Like that's it. You know, he just does one like. So if you're making short films, yeah, you're gonna need pretty good editing software. But if you're just doing if you're just sitting in front of a chair and bitching about movies, you don't need Premiere Pro. So, but you know, I do more advanced things sometimes. So
sometimes. Thank you.
Sometimes.
Here's the thing, there's a PlayStation game I really like at Velocima. No one's ever heard of it, no one's reviewed it, no one's going to review it. So I'm thinking, well, no one's going to do it when I do it. But the problem is I have no idea how to edit. How do I go about learning how to edit? Yes.
Okay. There is a website called lynda.com. Lynda with a Y, Lynda.
Learn with Lynda.
That website has tons of video tutorials. That is how I learned Premiere, and that is how I learned After Effects. I intentionally went there to find tutorials that talk to me like the biggest idiot in the world. I was like, I want a tutorial that speaks to me like I'm a child. I want one that was like, this is a computer. You push this button to activate the computer. I needed that. No, I was like, I need this thing to show me how to open a computer file. It's like 8 hours of things that shows you how to do the most basic computer things. And by then you know how to do a basic file. And then there's a more, and it's not that expensive, and you watch the files, and it's not entertaining, but it's easy enough to follow, and there you go. And it's
you have to put a lot of elbow grease.
It's really not, and it's not a lot of elbow grease. You just watch it, and it has little sample project files, and it walks you through it. And it's simple enough, and it's a lot less dry than just kind of reading a book. So, yeah.
Sorry to bring up Final Fantasy again, but I gotta know what is your favorite Uematsu composition? Like, what's your favorite song from all of Final Fantasy?
From Final Fantasy?
Not from Final Fantasy, but anything by Uematsu.
Honestly, I gotta turn in my testes, but Eyes on Me is really, really good. Eyes on Me is really, I was stunned. Not because it's like, if you watch that video, in terms of your storytelling and direction, Eyes on Me tells you more in 4 minutes of visual storytelling and lyrics than fucking Final Fantasy 13 does. And I'm not saying just bashing on it, I'm not saying it just to bash on it, but it really does tell you in visual terms and in lyrics, almost without saying anything in terms of subtlety than any of Final Fantasy 13 does. It's remarkable. And it's a good song to boot. It's really good. Now the worst one, and again, I know it seems like a bashing, and I am. In 13.2, the Chocobo theme.
Oh.
Have you heard this shit? No, that's not what it is. It's a heavy metal thrash version. Have you not heard this?
Why would you do that?
I almost want to. I don't.
How long are they on?
I almost want to you to go like as soon as you get out of here, YouTube this shit like the Final Fantasy 13-2 Chocobo thing. You will be horrified. Like imagine if you will like Pantera. Do like the Chocobo thing. No, that's not what it is.
So we'll probably have to get out there
about
early.
the thrash metal version of the Chocobo theme. I just immediately thought of Brental Floss's version of it.
The pirate thing. That was great.
The pirate thing?
Yeah, he was doing a whole pirate thing in that video.
No, it was like an Irish drinking. It was like a.
It was like a pirate drinking song, is what it was.
Yeah, it was like a New England like boy punk version, thing going on. It was like the Dropkick Murphys if they did the Chocobo theme.
They should totally do the Chocobo theme.
Heck yeah. I would sing that in a bar. I would.
Oh, I managed to get a version of the schedule that works on my phone.
Good.
I think the first thing I want to do tomorrow is I want to say 10.
Well, at 11:30, or at 11, I think it's the Nathan Barnett Power Hour.
Yeah, I want to go to that, and I want to go to Pro Jared's panel, and I want to get both of their autographs.
Oh, so I totally got like a whole bunch of like college preps to register for this con.
Cool.